Hello friends, happy Thanksgiving week. I am pre-recording this video for this week because I am hoping to take a little bit of a social media break during the week of Thanksgiving. And I know you're busy with family things and fun things too. So you can watch this card class whenever you have time this week. We are using a fun stamp set, some pretty simple but cute cards today, and one of them is even a gift card holder. Because I don't know about you, but I am starting to do a little Christmas gift panic, and it's time to kick it into gear and get all of those Christmas gifts ready to go. So stay tuned because I have another little surprise coming for you on Black Friday. If you give a lot of gift cards and you need some last minute Christmas things, just wait till Friday. Stay tuned for the surprise. So I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving week, and I am so thankful that all of you are here and watching. I always appreciate reading your comments and interacting with you during these videos, and I hope you enjoy today's cards. So if you have not watched me before, my name is Rachel Trout. I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 12 years, and usually on Thursdays I go live on my Facebook page and share a free card class for everyone to watch. And this week, since it's Thanksgiving on Thursday, I decided to pre-record and share my video on Wednesday instead. So you might be watching through a link in your email or a link from Facebook or directly on YouTube, and wherever you are watching from, welcome. Please say hi and let me know that you are watching, and leave your comments on the cards and what you think. I would love to know that you watched and see what you think. I also choose random winners from everyone who comments to send the cards I make today. And so there will be 3 winners because we're making 3 cards. And you can comment wherever you're watching, whether that's on YouTube or Facebook. I draw winners from a combination of all the comments. So wherever you are commenting and watching from, that's fine. If you would like the card kit for today's cards, then you can shop with me now through Tuesday, and when your order is over $40 before tax and shipping, then I send you the card kit for free. If your order goes over $50, then I double the cards and you get 2 of each. So you will see when I flip the camera down, I have everything sorted into envelopes, and that's exactly how you receive it when you get the card kit. You use your own stamps, your own ink, your own adhesives, and you can choose to add on the stamp set that I'm using today to your order. Same with embellishments and ribbon. I'm keeping my packages nice and flat and the cost down for shipping. So just use something that you have on hand. I'll show you what I'm using, and you can feel free to add that to your order as well if you want to make your cards exactly like mine. But there's lots of options for substitutions, so feel free to use what you have in your craft room too, because I know we all have a lot, right? Okay, I'm going to flip the camera down so that we can get started. All right. So today we are using another standalone stamp set. Last week we used the Shepherd's Care stamp set. And this week we're using the Festive Words stamp set. Now, I have a story for you about this stamp set. This was one, when I saw it, I thought, this stamp set's okay. I like it. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I wasn't sure if I would get it or not. But it was actually some of you that convinced me, because a few of you have purchased this stamp set from me. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get that one, and we'll use it, and hopefully I can inspire you with my cards today. And you can use the stamp set that you purchased. And if you don't have it yet, you can add it to your order. This is a really great one. I like the large images, because then you don't have to add a whole lot to make a beautiful card. And we're going to use something fun today to kind of enhance these images that I think you'll really like. I also wanted to share with you that on all of my cards today, I use this set of dies. These are the Nested Essentials dies. And this is a standalone die set, but it works perfectly with these stamps. I think they fit inside some of these die cuts perfectly. And this is just a great basic die set to have on hand for your card making or your scrapbooking. I love this one. So it's called Nested Essentials, and I highly recommend it. Okay, if you are making cards along with me today and you want to use the same products I am, we are also using the silver and white sheer ribbon one of my favorites. I love this ribbon so much. It might even be my favorite one that we are carrying right now. And then I'm using the iridescent adhesive back discs. You can use any sparkly embellishment you like, but these are such fun colors for Christmas, and I think they're perfect for these cards today. So that is what we are using. I'm going to move this out of the way. And let's bring in our first card. So this card is pretty simple, but very pretty with that large sentiment. So for this one, I have a thick basic white card base. I like to use our thick white cardstock if I am using it for a card base. It's just a little bit sturdier. So this card base is 5.5 by 8.5 and fold in half. It's a standard card base. The designer series paper I'm using on my cards today is the Reindeer Days paper. It is super fun. Has a lot of classic Christmas colors and images, and then if you are wanting, it goes along with that reindeer fun bundle. So there's reindeer patterns on some of these. I just chose to use some of the Christmassy ones to go with our stamp set this week. So this piece is 3 by 4, and then I have a piece of garden green that is 3.25 by 4.25, and we're just going to adhere those flat to our card. So I like to use Stampin' Seal Plus. That is my favorite adhesive, but maybe you have a different one. Maybe you like the glue. Are there any glue people out there? So we're just centering this on our card base. All right, then I have another piece of the garden green. This one is 1 by 4.25, and it's just going to kind of be like a band across the middle here. And since we have quite a few layers here, I'm laying them all down flat. We were talking about this last week about how you don't want to pop up your cards too much because then they are harder to mail. So especially this time of year when you are sending a bunch of Christmas cards, you want them to be flat. So I am going to pop up this layer because we also talked about last week how I like to use dimensionals. But if you keep the other layers flat, I think it is still good for the mail. Okay, so we're using the Christmas tree stamp for this first one in garden green ink. And this one says love, peace, and joy. And I think it is so cool how the words are right inside of the images in the stamp set. So I'm just making sure I ink it up really good. And then this is the largest of this shape in the Nested Essentials dies, and this fits right in there perfectly. Love it. Okay, now to add a little something extra to our images, we are going to use a little tool called Wink of Stella. Let me know in the comments if you have used Wink of Stella before. Now, it will kind of show on video, but in person, Wink of Stella adds a sparkly touch to your projects, and it's just beautiful. So you can buy the Wink of Stella brush if you don't have it. It works kind of like our water painters. So if you see right here, it has the word push, so you kind of squeeze it, and the glitter comes up into the brush. And actually, when you have an older one of these, you can unscrew it and add water and do watercoloring with this. And then there's whatever shimmer is left in there, it gets added to your watercolor, which is so much fun. A few tips for using this. When you get it, it has like a little band around here that you need to unscrew the lid and take that band off. I recommend squeezing and pushing before you start adding to your project, because sometimes globs of the glitter can get up in the brush and you don't want a glob of glitter on your project unless you're making something super glittery. But I know that sometimes there is a problem with that. So I tend not to squeeze it while I'm actually working on my project. I do that ahead of time over here, get the glitter up in there, and then like I said, it works kind of like a water painter. So I'm just going to go along these tree branches right here, and you can see it's drawing out some of the ink. At least I hope you can see that. Now this is part of the P, but it looked funny when I skipped this one on my sample card, so we'll do it there. And you can see it's drawing out some of the ink. And what you maybe can't see is that it is also a little glittery, which is the best part. So I'm just going to keep going. And if I want to squeeze more while I'm doing this, I will go off of my project and give it a little squeeze and then keep going. Because that way, if something accidentally squeezes right out of the brush, it will not land on my project and ruin it. Because that would be the worst, right? If you have any Wink of Stella horror stories, you can share them in the comments. I don't know if mine's getting a little empty too, but that's okay because then I will use it for watercoloring, like I said, and that is a lot of fun too. We have our new water painters. I don't know if any of you remember the aqua painters that we used to have. The nice thing about our new water painters is they come in different brush sizes, but I actually like the aqua painters better. Don't tell anybody. I still use mine sometimes, but this is like the same, I don't know, the same style as that, and it's just fun to add a little sparkle. So even if mine's running out, I'll watercolor with it and get a new one. So there you go. That just adds a little bit of something extra. And there is a little bit of shimmer and shine, which you probably cannot see on the camera very well, but in person, it's awesome. Wink of Stella does not photograph very well. You can't really see it, but if you've used it in person, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so like I said, we're going to pop this layer up with dimensionals. If you are adding other things to your Christmas card and it's going to get a little bulkier, you can lay this layer flat too. It does not have to be popped up, but we'll center that there. And then I'm going to add a bow, and I'm going to kind of put it right on top of where the star is. So we'll tie a bow with our silver and white sheer ribbon. Any white ribbon, or if you have garden green ribbon, that would look good here. Anything silver, gold, white, lots of options. And if you do make a card like this, I would love to see it. Okay, so we'll add that with a mini glue dot. And then I'm just going to add a few of my iridescent discs. And I think we'll use some of the green ones. The nice thing about these is since they're iridescent, they can kind of take on the shade of whatever color you're working with. So like, for example, I don't remember what green these are exactly. If it's lemon lime twist, granny apple green, but it works because it's shiny and it can be whatever green you want it to be. So there's our first card. Cute, right? Okay, moving on to our second card. For this one, we're going to use the Fa La La stocking. And I forgot to mention that these cards are all copied from a class that Celine Kempton did. She's another demonstrator on the East Coast. And sometimes I get my ideas from a place called Creative Corner. It's run by Rhonda Wade. I was inspired by her for my cards last week. But she has different demonstrators put their card classes on there. It is a membership, so you have to pay for it every month. But I find lots of ideas there, and sometimes I'm just inspired and use the ideas and make it my own. And like this week, I just copied because they were cute. So this one is a granny apple green card base, 5.5 by 8.5, and fold in half. And then this piece is white. It's 5.25 by 4, and I have embossed it with our Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. I love this one. I think it's my favorite in our mini catalog. It's one of those really huge ones. And so you can put in multiple pieces like this at one time, or you could emboss something larger. Like I'm thinking a big, you could make like a envelope for a gift certificate or something and emboss it, and it would look really fancy for Christmas. See, there's those gift giving ideas again I'm thinking about. Okay, then we have a piece of the Reindeer Days Designer Series paper. Isn't this one fun with the Christmas lights? This one is 2.5 by 4, and there you see the reindeer on the back again. And again, we have quite a few layers, so I'm laying them all down flat. Love these Christmas lights. Okay, now this is a fun little design that I think Celine did a great job on this. This is a piece of real red that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So it's a square, but we're going to turn it like that. And I just think that is so fun. I think sometimes I get stuck in a rut with my designing. I do the same things over and over again. And this is just something different that's not hard at all, and it looks really, really cute. So there's that. Okay, then we have another die cut label that I use the Nested Essentials dies for. Again, this is the second largest, and we are going to stamp our stocking in real red ink. And then we're going to watch the magic happen with that Wink of Stella brush again. So again, this fits perfectly on this die cut, like that. And this time I'm going to use the Wink of Stella around the edges. Sometimes if you shake it, that helps get more of the glitter up in the brush too. So I'm going to go over the heel and the toe of the stocking. And then we'll just kind of go around the edge and pull some of that color out. So we're adding a little bit of shimmer and just a little bit of interest. All right, I have to know how many of you are adding the Wink of Stella to your order this week, because it's so much fun. And actually, once you start using it, you'll want to use it on all your projects. I guess I haven't talked about it that often because, like I said, it does not photograph very well. So even if I add it, it's hard to show it to you. So I thought, you know what? We're going to do it today. Because when I looked at Celine's class and I thought, these are super cute cards. Like, you couldn't even tell on her photos too much that she used it. But then when I read the directions, I thought, oh, that's a great idea. So there is that one. Okay, so again, this part I am going to pop up with dimensionals also. But again, you could lay it flat if you wanted to. And we'll just center it on our square here. Kind of lines up with the top and bottom of that designer series paper. This time we're going to put a little bow off to the side. If you have some of that red and white baker's twine, you could use that here too. That would go really well. I like to tie double bows with my baker's twine to bulk it up a little bit. But you don't have to. But really, this ribbon is one of my favorites. You can also color this ribbon with our Stampin' Blends markers. That would be really cute if you wanted to do red or green here. Awesome. All right, and then we need to add a few of our iridescent discs, and this time we're going to use some of the red ones. And again, I don't know exactly what red these are, but they're going to look like real red for this card, or close enough anyways. And I think I'll put one on each corner over here and over here. All right, and there is our second card. All right, let me know what you think of the cards so far in the comments, and now we're going on to our third card. Now this one is a little bit of a gift card holder because I think the sentiment is perfect for a gift card holder, my gift to you. So this is a fun fold, but it is a really easy fun fold. So let me show you, because I think fun fold cards are lots of fun, but I usually don't do them unless they are simple. Okay, so this is a regular size of card base. It is 5.5 by 8.5, and then I've scored it at 4 1/4, which is the middle, and then also at 1 1/2. So you can fold the card in half, and then at that 1 1/2 mark, you fold backwards. And that's what kind of makes it pop up and be fun. Okay, so really simple, right? Then I have a piece of Real Red, and I've used that Forever Plaid embossing folder again. This piece is 2.5 by 5 1/4, and we're going to layer that in here. See if I can, oh, my adhesive is working pretty well on my embossed piece today. I'm too stubborn to use the glue. Okay, so this should center in here with just a little bit of a white border. And then I have 2 pieces of the Reindeer Days paper that measure 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. They're both the same size. So again, you can see the reindeer on the back. We're going to put 1 piece on this flap and then 1 piece on the inside of your card. Now, if you do not like to write as much inside of your cards, or you don't know what to write, this is also a nice style of card for you, because that designer series paper is going to take up some of the room inside your card, so you don't have to write so much. So it's awesome for that. And that isn't a good trick. If you're just making a regular card too, you can put some designer series paper on the inside. It looks pretty and fancy, and it saves you from thinking of so much to write. Okay, so there we go. Less room. You could even do an inside sentiment if you wanted to, or one of the other stamps in the stamp set. You could stamp inside too, and then you really wouldn't have too much space for writing. Okay, this is another die cut from our Nested Essentials dies. This is the largest banner, and we're going to stamp the gift image that says "My gift to you." I think this one's just so pretty with that bow. You could have some fun coloring that with your Stampin' Blends markers also. There we go. And of course we have to add some Wink of Stella to this one also. So for this one, I'm going to add some color inside my bow. And in the center there, so it's like a little bit of coloring, and you didn't even need a marker to do it. So pretty. And shimmery. So just imagine the shimmer, because I don't think it's coming through very well. But there is a little bit there. And we'll just go down the sides of the bow here. And then I'm going to do the outline of the gift as well. So that's kind of what I did. Oh my Real Red is streaking here. That's kind of what I did on all of them, just kind of outlined and left the words as they are. Okay, now I might want to do the words on this one so that my sentiment doesn't look streaky, but that's all right. Maybe I'll have to fix that with a marker later and just make it a little darker. Okay, so for this one, I want it to attach to this flap, but I don't want it to attach to the inside of my card. So I'm only going to put my adhesive on this side, and I did use dimensionals. Now this card is a little bulkier to begin with just because of that fun fold. So I suppose you could just put this down flat also. Depends if you are gifting your gift card in person or you're sending it. Now I put mine at a little bit of an angle. This way you could put it straight if you wanted to. And then we're going to tie our ribbon around here, and I'll show you why in just a second. All right, so we're going to wrap our ribbon around this Real Red part. Make sure I have this straight in here. And we're going to tie a bow at the top. I think I probably have way too much ribbon here, but that's okay. We'll trim it off and save that extra piece for something else. I probably should have done this before I attached my tag because now this part can't flip over and I don't have a lot of room. So that is a tip for you. Do your ribbon first and then attach your tag. Yes, I had way too much ribbon this time. Not very good at measuring. That's all right. Okay, so there is our ribbon. You can kind of adjust it so that it is in the center when this flap is down. Now on the inside, here is where it turns into a gift card holder. So you can tuck your gift card under the ribbon on this side and then just use some dimensionals or some mini glue dots to hold the gift card in place on the back side, and you have your nice little gift card holder. Now, of course, we cannot leave our card without some of the bling. So I'm going to use the red, the green, and the white on this one. We'll add a red one to the center of the bow, and then we'll put a few of the white and green ones around the rest of the card. Like this. All right. And there is our third card. All right, let me bring all three back in. So these were our 3 cards today using the Festive Words stamp set. I hope you enjoyed them and I hope it inspired you in your Christmas crafting. I know for those of us who craft for Christmas, the Christmas crafting season is maybe winding down, but I have some ideas to share with you for some gifting ideas, and hopefully, like you, I will have my Christmas cards sent out the beginning of December this year. That's my goal, at least. I don't know if it's yours, but earlier than later is the goal, and then we'll focus on the gift giving. So please leave your comments. Let me know you were here, and hopefully next week I will be back on Thursday live on my business page. Thank you for watching. Bye.